Hi, Analisa 6 here with the Lady of Leisure and the Sober Curator to bring you the September 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Aquarius for sun and rising placements. I just recorded an entire video for you guys that I don't know what happened to it. It went away. I think I was talking on here for maybe like 15 or 20 minutes, and I felt like I did a really good job with this one, and I had to start completely over. So I waited to see if it would show up, or maybe it was like uploading somewhere that I couldn't tell. And I'm pretty sure I either didn't hit record or it just erased. I have no idea, but I'm going to have to do it all over again right now. So here we go. All right, we're in Virgo season, and Virgo season hits for the Aquarius horoscope in the 8th house of the birth chart. So, of the horoscope chart. So the 8th house is the house that has a relationship to, bear with me, it's a lot: sex, death, rebirth, assets, like anything that we take on with a bank or a loan, taxes, inheritance, also marriage, and any shared resources that we are having with somebody else that we are either married to, related to, cohabitating with, all of those themes. So the sun in Virgo is highlighting that whole chapter or part of your life. Wherever the sun is bringing vitality and energy to those themes. So, you're working through a lot of those things. I mean, those things are happening all the time for us usually, but the sun is really shining a big spotlight there. It's already September 8th, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about what we were in at the beginning of the month and then go through the rest of the month. So Mercury is in Leo starting out September. We had Mercury in Leo for a big chunk of July, and then it entered Virgo at the end of the month. And then it re-entered Leo during the retrograde season in August. And now we're finishing up the stint in Leo before it goes back into Virgo. So we've had a lot of Mercury Leo energy since July. And where this is hitting for the Aquarius chart is the house that rules relationships. So it rules partnership dynamics, such as like people that we're in romantic partnerships with, but it's also partnerships with people that we work with. It can also be best friend relationships. Any kind of one-on-one relationship is where the 7th house is hitting. So Mercury's been transiting this house since July, so it heightens communication around relationships. And with the retrograde, we're in a reflect review period around relationships and how we're communicating in them. And now Mercury is direct and moving through the last bit of that. And so, in the sign of Leo, this has to do with how we express ourselves, how we share ourselves, who we are, and what, brings us joy, pleasure, all of those kinds of themes. It's also very creative energy. If we want to create with other people, that can be enhanced too. Venus is in Libra now, and Venus entered Libra at the very end of August. Venus is the ruler of Libra, so it does really well here. And Venus is the planet that also rules relationships, but it's also the lesser benefic. So it's a planet that represents good fortune wherever she's passing through. She's bringing good fortune and blessings. Venus in Libra makes what's called a trine to Aquarius. So it's an easy flow to you and your identity expression. Venus in the horoscope chart for Aquarius is passing through the 9th house. So Libra sits in the 9th house of the Aquarius horoscope. And with Venus here, she's blessing these themes in your life. So anything that has to do with expansion and growth spiritually, anything that has to do with knowledge. So if you're in an educational program or if you're learning something new, she's here to help you grow and expand in that way. She's also here to help you if you're interested in religious studies, any kind of pursuit like of college or anything like that. She's here to make that transition or process good for you. She's also blessing long distance travel. She blesses publishing while she's here, and then also any kind of legal pursuit that you might be in. She's also bringing them as well. She's going to be there for the first 3 weeks of September. Mars is finishing up its stint in Gemini over the first 4 days of September. Mars, since the end of July, has been transiting the 5th house of the Aquarius horoscope, which is the house that Leo traditionally rules, and it's the house that represents our relationship to self-expression and creativity. Wherever Mars is, we experience some tension and challenges, but Mars in this house really amplifies our desire to push into creative projects and find unique ways and fun ways of expressing ourselves and finding joy. The 5th house is a house of play. It's where we feel connected to children, our inner child. It's where we want to experience pleasure and joy. So it can be a really positive energy, even though Mars in Gemini does lend itself to some anxiety tendencies and can ramp things up in kind of a tumultuous way. You've had Jupiter passing through this area of the chart already this year, and it's going to be here for the rest of the year. So these things are already highlighted for you to a big extent, and it's just, you're already kind of in this influence. Saturn has been in Pisces for the year. It's retrograde still. Uranus stationed retrograde at 27 degrees Taurus on the 1st of September. And where that's hitting for you in the horoscope is the area that represents your home and family. Wherever Uranus is, we experience sudden drastic changes. Retrograde, we're in a reflection period around those changes. And so that's impacting your home life and your family life for the month of September. Neptune is still retrograde in Pisces. Pluto is still retrograde, but however, on the 1st, it's moving back into Capricorn, and it's going to be at the 29th degree of Capricorn for all of September. So this is kind of a big deal in the sense that the last time Pluto was at this degree point was December 20th through January 20th. And now it's hitting that degree point again, and it's giving you an opportunity to reflect and review on some of the same themes that you were visiting at the end of the year last year. Where Pluto is hitting in Capricorn in the Aquarius horoscope is the 12th house, which is the house that rules our subconscious. When Pluto is passing through the 12th house, it really is asking us to dig deep into our subconscious and look at anything that is unhealed. So if there's unhealed trauma that feels deep rooted, this is an opportunity for you to really focus on working on that and releasing it, letting go, healing it. The little mantra or affirmation for Pluto is pain into power. And when it's kind of hovering above the ascendant, it really wants us to work through whatever deeper layers of growth we need to work on to transmute that out of our bodies, so that once Pluto's in the 1st house and transiting that, we're really able to work on this new identity that's trying to take form out of what we shed in the previous chapter. And Pluto in Aquarius is going to be there for 20 years. So you're really entering a whole new chapter over the next 20 years. It's a long cycle. And this is around your identity. Your entire identity is going to be shifting over the next 20 years. All right, so let's get into September. So September 2nd, we have a new moon at 11 degrees of Virgo, and that hit your 8th house, which is that house I was talking about at the beginning of the video, which is shared assets, resources, sex, death, rebirth. New moons are a great time for setting intentions around that. And in Virgo, you know, we can be more practical about the steps that are needed in order to accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish around those themes. On September 4th, Mars is going to move into the cardinal water sign of Cancer. It's going to be leaving that 5th house and entering your 6th house, which is the house that represents our health, our daily routine, and power of service. Now, Cancer rules the stomach and the womb. And when Mars is here, it can bring up some issues around how we're taking care of those things. So you're either going to feel more driven to take care of that part of your body, or you're going to experience the repercussions of not taking care of that part of your body. So if you're having stomach issues or digestive issues, I mean, Virgo rules digestion, but this has more to do with kind of like the stomach and also the womb, or that kind of, you know, reproductive organs. There's a big theme around needing to make sure that you're taking good care of those things with Mars here, because Mars can bring complications health-wise. It's also a very action-oriented energy towards getting on top of your daily routine and making sure that you're structuring things out well. And it also has to do with how you're of service in the work that you're doing in your career, but also the work that you're doing in the world. After that, we're going to have Mercury entering Virgo on the 9th. The last time Mercury was in Virgo was at the end of July, before it went retrograde in August. And so this is a good opportunity for you to revisit anything that was happening at the end of July around 8th house themes, because now Mercury is entering the 8th house and joining that party of assets, taxes, debts, shared resources, inheritance, you know, all that stuff, all those financial themes, and then also sex, death, rebirth, marriage. All those themes, you know, are highlighted throughout Mercury in Virgo, and that's going to be the middle of the month. After Mercury enters Virgo, September 17th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Pisces. Now, this is hitting the 2nd house for the Aquarius horoscope, and the 2nd house is the house that we are experiencing all of our financial experiences. So the second house rules money, it rules material stability, and it also has to do with our self-worth and how we see value in ourselves. Lunar eclipses are a time of kind of needing to surrender and let go to whatever is clearing out for us. And Pisces is all about surrender and letting go. The Hanged One in the tarot is a card where the being on the card is just hanging out and going with the flow because it can't really do anything. It's a card of limbo. And so this lunar eclipse hitting your financial house, you might feel like there's a lot of things clearing out and that your finances are maybe in this confusing period where you're not really sure what is stable right now. But Saturn is also here and has been here for a while. It's trying to help you figure that out and solidify it. The lunar eclipse is going to force you to surrender, and you're going to be clearing out and watching things kind of dissolve the way that they have been. New things are coming in. So that's a big theme for you with this lunar eclipse energy. Lunar eclipses are said to open energetic portals that last for 6 months. So you're kind of in this portal for that amount of time. After the lunar eclipse on September 22nd, we're going to enter Libra season. The sun's going to move into the cardinal air sign. And again, you know, if we think about what I was saying earlier, Libra season, or not season, but Libra energy is harmonious energy for Aquarius. Air likes air. So the sun here is going to be highlighting all of those ninth house themes that I was talking about with Venus. So your values and belief systems, the way that you think about spirituality, religion, long distance travel, education, publishing, legal pursuits, all of that kind of stuff. The sun is coming and kind of highlighting those themes for you. And it can be a really positive time around that stuff as well. And then the same day that we enter Libra season, which is also the day that we enter fall, Venus is going to be entering the fixed water sign of Scorpio, and she's going to be impacting your house of career. Venus passing through the 10th house can be really auspicious for work-related pursuits. So if you're trying to get a promotion, or you want to generate more business, or you're trying to get a new job, all of those types of things are blessed while Venus is passing through the 10th house. And then the last big shift of energy that we have for September is Mercury is going to be entering Libra on the 25th and joining the sun in that 9th house. Mercury here, great for travel, great for educational pursuits, great for publishing. You know, this is the house that rules publishing. So if you're a writer and you're working on anything, or if you're releasing something out into the world, you're publishing something out into the world, this is a really positive time for that. All right, Aquarius, I hope this video works. I like my last video better, but maybe this was the one that was meant to make it after all. If you liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. You can find me at thesobercurator.com and theladyofleisure.com. Yeah, I will see you all next month. Good luck.